and welcome to Are You Fired TV. Today we're going to be speaking with Kristen Evans about stress.
Stress is something we don't really get a lot of coaching on how to deal with, even in this climate that we're in right now where people talk about wellness and self-care. You're like, yeah, but what does that mean to me? And rewind the clock 10 years ago. I know I don't look a day over 18, but rewind the clock 10 years ago and it was spoken about even less.
The first question I asked Kristen was, what are your experiences with stress?
I went to the University of Michigan. From there, went on to work for Procter and Gamble. From there, went on to work for Kraft. And these were very high demand, high stress, always on environments. And I quickly began to suffer from burnout. And I didn't have a term for that initially. No one was talking about burnout, but I started realizing that I was an insomniac. I started realizing that I had discomfort in my body on a regular, and that was normal.
My next question for Kristen was, when did you realize stress was becoming a big problem in your life?
It particularly came to a head when I decided to go get my master's in communications from Gonzaga University while working full time. And I just had this realization moment that I needed to do an inventory of how I manage stress when I have all these balls in the air.
How did you cope with that stress? What are some things you did to manage it?
I decided that I was just going to do things a little bit differently. And that first day, I was prompted to do a little bit of yoga at the end of the day because I realized that stress was literally living in my body. It didn't have any place to go. I wasn't releasing it. So I would do yoga for about anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes at the end of the night. And I'm, again, researcher by trade. So I started recognizing the trend line. Oh, I actually slept last night. Oh, I can actually get through my whole day and have a relatively decent amount of energy. Oh, I'm not snapping on people wondering why you talking to me right now because I got a whole lot of things to do. And so just when I had that reflection moment that my sleep was getting better, I was literally feeling better in my body because I was doing something to release it. I was eating better. All of that together, I was starting to have a better intelligence about my stress. What triggers it? How can I manage it? And how can I bounce back from it? Not just cope with it, but literally, how can I make changes to be resilient in the face of stress?
How did you learn to recover from stress, whether it was in life or in college or in your career field?
I think that the environments that I came from were the greatest teachers in the world. Not because they were these very overt lessons of sit down, let me tell you how to manage stress, but it was feet to the fire. And it was, I'm very blessed in the fact that I believe that I've went to some of the best, whether that was school or companies. And those are the places that make you step up. Those are the places that you find out I got a little bit more fight in me. Those are the places that really taught me how to recover, how to reset and recover so that I come back stronger. Because you do want to succeed in these places, you do want to thrive in these places, and you kind of have that attitude of like, well, if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. You know, our saying at Michigan was, hail to the victors, the valiant, and the best. Oh, I am the best, so let me get it together. I'm like, hold on one second, let me go get my whole life. And once I get my whole life together, I'm gonna be back with you.
Thank you for sharing your insights on stress, Kristen. This has been Ainain Ansari from Are You Fired TV, signing out.